Feeding ducks at the park is a cherished childhood activity. I know I've personally fed so many eager ducks a lot of bread. However, while I thought I was just feeding the cute ducks, it wasn't until recently that I learned that bread is actually doing more harm than good. The bread lacks nutrients and can even end up harming their health. While bread is the most common food to give to ducks, it lacks nutritional value, and healthier alternatives are always available that better meet their dietary needs. Ducks rely on a balanced diet to thrive, and in their natural habitat, they forage foods that have the vitamins and proteins they need to be able to survive. Bread, unfortunately, doesn't offer any of these nutrients and leads to malnutrition, illness, and shortened lifespans. According to National Geographic, a high carb diet leads to angel wing, which is a condition that leads to the last few feathers to stick out because the joint gets displaced. When the feathers start sticking out, this prevents the ducks from being able to fly. Although the diseases are very real and are so important to know about, the bread also causes indirect harm to the ducks by harming their environments. We've all seen what happens to bread when it touches the water. It gets soggy and starts to grow mold eventually. According to the Northeast Lincolnshire Council, when we throw bread for the ducks and it starts hitting the bottom of the ocean, it sucks up the oxygen in the pond and the algae starts feeding off of that mold. When the algae grows, the toxins that could be released from it end up causing liver problems for the ducks, leading to organ damage. There are also toxins in algae that are bad for humans, so why would we want to put wild animals to be at that danger too? Knowing how harmful feeding bread to ducks can be for their health and environment really drives home why we need to change our habits. What can we do instead? There are many effective solutions that will help us keep our feathered babies healthy and their homes clean. By making a few simple swaps in what we feed them, we can make a huge difference. According to the Texas Humane Network, some of the safest foods to feed ducks are corn, not popcorn, just normal corn, birdseed, frozen peas, chopped lettuce, and sliced grapes. This is very close to what they eat in their normal environments too. It's important to make sure that the food is in small pieces, meaning chopping the lettuce and slicing the grapes, because ducks don't chew their food. It's also important to clean up after yourself. Any uncleaned food and any uneaten food can easily be picked up by a trash bag. It's important to make sure that the uneaten food isn't polluting the water and is also not attracting any rodents that could further harm their environment. It's also important to know what not to give the ducks, such as high carb foods, onions, spinach, avocados, or any nightshade vegetables, meaning like peppers. The same way we have bread lying at home, we also have other things lying at home that are better for the ducks. Imagine visiting a park where the ducks are healthy, energetic, and thriving, bringing joy to everyone who comes to see them. By choosing to feed the ducks nutritious alternatives instead of bread, we help create this beautiful scene for everyone else as well. When ducks get the right nutrients, they are less likely to suffer from health problems, they grow stronger, live longer, and even reproduce more successfully, leading to a thriving duck population, making our parks even more delightful. Now think of the opposite scenario, a park where the ducks are weak, sickly, and struggling. Feeding them bread, which lacks the essential nutrients, can lead to malnutrition and serious health issues. This not only makes the ducks' lives harder, but also takes away from the simple joy of seeing happy, healthy ducks at the pond. In order to bring awareness to this, we have to focus on education, community engagement, and especially accessibility. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. We can install small informative signs around the ponds that explain why bread is harmful to ducks and suggest healthier alternatives. This is something I've done personally. On social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we always see these small organizations posting about what to do and what not to do, making our environment better. This is something similar that we can do to teach others what to feed and what not to feed the ducks as well. Getting the community involved is so important. So, organizing local workshops and events where families can learn about duck nutrition and feeding ducks healthier options would be great as well. We should make it easy for everyone to do the right thing by encouraging local stores and park kiosks to be able to sell duck-friendly foods such as the corn and frozen peas in little low-cost duck packets. Now that you understand how feeding bread can harm the ducks and understand the benefits of healthier alternatives, we can take action. When you visit the park, bring along corn, birdseed, the frozen peas, lettuce, or grapes instead of the bread. Remember to cut these foods into smaller pieces so that the ducks can eat them safely, and this small change will ensure they get the nutrients they need to thrive. It's so important to help it raise awareness about the negative effects of bread and encourage others to make the switch to a healthier option. Get involved in your local community by supporting others to make the switch to healthier options as well. Get involved in your community by supporting local workshops and events that teach about duck nutrition. Advocate for signs in the parks around the ponds that educate visitors on the best foods for ducks. Together, we can make a real difference for these wonderful birds and create a healthier living environment for everyone to enjoy.